What is a prepositions? Anyone? Hi guys, my name is Mirko and I'm your Italian tutor. Today we're going to learn about the prepositions. But if you're new to my YouTube channel, remember to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, you know what you have to do? Click the notification bell, because every time you make a video, you are going to be notified. So we're going to start with a game. I wrote a text, and your task is to circle the prepositions. Let's see your intuition, okay? I'm going to read the text as well, at least you can practice your pronunciation, okay? Let's start. Io sono di Milano e vado a Londra per studio. A Londra ci sono molti studenti da tutto il mondo. Mi laureo fra un anno e sarò un dottore. Farò uno stage in ospedale e lavorerò con il dottore Shea, famoso per le sue ricerche sulla medicina tradizionale. You have 1 minute. Let's see if you get it wrong or you get it right. Di, a, per, a, da, fra, in, con, per, sulla. So, in this text, we can already distinguish two groups of prepositions. We have simple preposition o preposizione semplice, di, per, a, da, fra, con, in, per, su. Okay, here you're going to see sulla because this one is preposizione articolata, because we are going to put the preposition, in this case su, plus the article, and we are going to combine in one word. So in this case, you need to know the gender of the noun that follows. So medicina è la medicina, su plus la, sulla. And we're going to see in the next lesson. So what is a preposition? A preposition is a word that links noun, pronoun, and phrase to other words within a sentence. Okay, and at the least we can understand the logic of the sentence. So an advice, when you learn prepositions in any language, is the most difficult things, because you're going to have rules, cases, exceptions. So don't panic, I keep making mistakes in English, so don't worry, you need to practice and try. We're going to understand you anyway. So we're going to start with the first preposition, which is di. In this case, we're going to see io sono di Milano, okay? Di, in this case, you can use it for origin, so to specify origin. So there, I'm saying I am from Milan. But you can use it only with the verb to be, okay? Essere plus di, and means origin. If you want to review essere and the conjugation of the verb, link above. Another use of di is possession. So in English, you are going to use the genitive is Saxon. So for example, you are going to say Maria's phone. In Italian, we are going to say il telefono di Maria. Specification. In English, for example, you would say plastic bottle. So you're going to use two words that are related to each other. In Italian, we're going to split this compound in two. So we're going to say la bottiglia di plastica. Di, you can also use it, for example, if you want to specify part of the day. So I can say, io vado al supermercato di mattina. Next preposition. Okay, the preposition a. The preposition a, you're going to use it for time and place. So regarding time, do you remember the lesson, what time is it? So if I'm going to ask you, what time is the movie? You're going to answer, alle 5. Or if I'm going to ask you, what time do you need to go home? A mezzanotte. A, we can use it also to introduce month. So for example, I can say, a ottobre, a marzo, a dicembre. But then we're going to use it also for places. And here we can use it when you're going to the place or when you are in the place. There is only one rule. You're going to use it, for example, with city or small island. For example, io vivo a Milano or io vado a Cuba. Then, regarding the generic place, for example, school, theater, cinema, there are no rules, so you need to learn by heart. So let's make some examples. For example, you are going to say, io vado a scuola, io sono al cinema, io vado a teatro. A introduces also the person or the object to which the action of the subject is reflected to. So for example, if I'm going to say, io do le chiavi a Maria, I'm giving the key to Maria, my action to give the key is reflected to Maria. But then, do you remember the lesson A me piace il caffè? That it was the tricky construction, like above? Because il caffè was the subject of the sentence, and the action of piacere was reflected to me. Okay, the preposition per. So per you can translate with for. We are going to use it to indicate the length or duration of an action. So for example, ti ho aspettato per 3 ore. Per you are going also to use, and I'm going to say it generically, to express the reason. So for example, vado a Londra for what? Per studio. Famoso for what? Per le sue ricerche. In Italian textbook you are going to see that per indicates the cause of the action or the goal of the action. I don't want to go so deep into the preposition. Per, you are going also to use it when you're going to indicate movement through. Okay, so for example, I can say, io cammino per la città. And then, if you're in Italy, you're going to hear il pullman per Milano. The destination of the mean of transportation they're going to use per. So the preposition da. Da, if you want to translate it in English, you can say from and since. So it's going to indicate the region. So for example, I can say io vengo da Milano. Okay? But it can also indicate the starting point in time. So for example, sto cucinando dalle 5. Another use of da, but we are going to see later, is when you're going to create passive sentences. So for example, questo video è fatto da Mirko. Another use of da indicates also direction. And you can say, but you said that you could use a. Yes. But then, when you go to people, you're going to use da. So for example, if I say, io vado dal dottore. Io vado da Maria. Okay? And indicates also the aim of the object. What do you mean with that? So for example, you can say camera da letto. So the letto explains the aim of camera. Next preposition. Fra. So we have fra and tra. And you can use them interchangeably. There is no difference in meaning. It's only like sounds related. For example, it sounds better to say tra fratelli instead of fra fratelli. Fra fratelli. Do you know? Fra fratelli. Especially if you speak very fast. You can translate with between and amongst. You're going to indicate something or someone in between two or more elements. So for example, I can say io vivo tra Milano e Roma. You're going to use it to indicate alternative. Puoi scegliere tra il primo e il secondo. You're going to use it to indicate relationship. So you're going to say tra me e Maria c'è amore. So you can use tra and fra to indicate the point into the future in which or when the action is going to develop. In my text I said, fra un anno sarò un dottore. Oggi, un anno. So in 1 year I will be a doctor. So the action to become a doctor is going to develop in a point in the future. This is the next preposition. In. So in is another tricky preposition because you can use it for time with place. So Regarding time, you can use it like with season. So for example, in primavera, in autunno. With years, for example, nel 1990. But here we are going to use preposizione articolata. So we are going to use in plus the article, combine nel. Then you can use it with transportation. So for example, io vado al lavoro in treno. You are going also to indicate some feelings or state of mind. So for example, io sono in ansia. Io mi sento in colpa. Regarding places, there is a rule, just one. You're going to use in when you're going to talk about countries, continent, regions, or big island. So for example, I'm going to say io vado in Francia. Io vado in Sardegna. And you're going to think, but before you said io vado a Cuba, io vado in Sardegna. Because apparently, when they decided which article, they thought that Sardinia was bigger. So I don't know the size of the island, but take it and learn it. And then there are places that you're going to use, like generic places, but you're going to use in. And there is another rule. When the noun ends in ia o teca, you're going to use in. So for example, io vado in libreria. Io vado in biblioteca. But again, as the same things that I said for a, the other places you need to learn by heart. Sorry. Preposition con. Con, you can translate it with. So basically you're going to use it to indicate with whom the subject is doing something. So for example, vado al supermercato con Maria, or with what I'm doing something. For example, io scrivo con la penna. Okay? Next preposition, su. Because this is the preposizione articolata. Su indicates the position of an object or a person on or over something. So for example, I can say io sono sul letto, la penna è sul tavolo. And this is the first lesson of English that we learn. The pen is on the table. And then introduce also an argument. Io scrivo sulla storia. This is an example. So these are our preposizioni semplici. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. I'm going to place a small exercise. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. And remember to share the love. Bye for now.